What I'm seeing is I see a hungry Crawford, a Crawford that has been looking for the opportunity for a long time, finally getting the opportunity, and really ready to grab.
And it's exciting. You know, Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside. And he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you.
Few hypothetical matchups in boxing history have stirred as much excitement and debate as the idea of Floyd Mayweather Jr. facing Terence "Bud" Crawford. Both fighters stand as icons of their generations, masters of their craft in completely different ways. Fans, analysts, and legends of the sport have all speculated on who would come out on top if these two ever shared the same ring. But this debate isn't just about who's the better boxer, it's about legacy. Mayweather's flawless precision versus Crawford's adaptability and ruthless finishing ability.
Probably one of the greatest. He's done shit that Floyd Mayweather ain't done.
Like what?
Like what?
The audience that don't know.
He is
Two-time
a two-time undisputed champion. Floyd wasn't a one-time undisputed champion. So he has all the belts in one division and then moved up and got all the belt in another division. I don't know if that's ever happened in the history of boxing.
Yes, and he beat the man.
And he beat the man. Let's give Terence Crawford his flowers because everything he said he was going to do,
he done it.
He did.
Floyd Mayweather walked away from boxing with an impeccable record of 50 wins and 0 losses, one of the most flawless legacies in the sport's history. Throughout his career, he conquered champions across 5 different weight divisions. What truly set Mayweather apart was his unmatched ability to dismantle both power punchers and technical fighters with surgical precision.
Floyd Mayweather stopped Conor McGregor in the 10th round to improve to 50-0 in what he says will be his final fight. I actually believe him this time, Max. What's his legacy?
Well, he's one of the great pure boxers who ever lived. He is never cheated himself. He always was in condition. He had no off nights. That's why he won every fight. It's one of the reasons. Not because he's one of the best to ever do it, and because he was always prepared over a very long amateur and pro career. Amazing. Another reason is he carefully selected opponents, knew when and where and when and who to fight, and basically changed the paradigm in boxing. I'll translate. He flipped the script. I mean, really, boxing is basically, and this is just the way it is, and I'm a huge boxing fan, and I make no apologies about it, but it is fans and networks essentially exploiting fighters. That's how it works. We want to, and we demand a level of dedication and risk-taking with your health that's insane, right? Like, someone's getting their head beaten every which way, and if you quit, you don't have heart. You can't be a great fighter, which is true, by the way. It's a blood sport. And Floyd, and usually fighters wind up broke and punch drunk. And Floyd Mayweather flipped the script. He said, no, I'm not going to let the game play me. I'm going to play the game.
On the other hand, Terence Crawford has quietly crafted one of the most complete legacies in modern boxing. He's become an undisputed champion across multiple weight divisions, showcasing his unmatched ability to adapt to any opponent's style. Known for his switch-hitting versatility, explosive power, and razor-sharp ring IQ, Crawford has turned himself into a nightmare for anyone who steps into the ring with him. His dominance at welterweight has placed him firmly in the pound-for-pound conversation, a list where the only shadow lingering above him might just be Mayweather's. And naturally, fighters and analysts from across the sport have shared their thoughts on this ongoing debate.
Everything is on Terence Crawford's side, all the legacy, meaning he only has the opportunity to win the belts. Saul only has an opportunity to defend them. Terence Crawford has an opportunity to be in a 5 division and the only person to win all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions. Why is Saul taking this fight? And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's some things in life more important than just the belts. And that 20-year career that Terence Crawford made, that all that he has, is very valuable. Very, very valuable. He had 1 foot out the game, and if he can be the man to defeat him, because remember, if Saul beats him, Terence Crawford was the first man to get all 4 belts in 2 separate weight divisions. Yes, I beat that champion. Yes, I beat the multiple division champion, and he had the oath.
Oscar De La Hoya, a former opponent of Floyd Mayweather, recently shared his view that Floyd remains the superior fighter. He pointed to Mayweather's flawless record and unmatched technical precision, saying that his consistency and ability to dominate at the elite level make him untouchable in direct comparisons. De La Hoya's comments echo the respect many veteran fighters hold for Mayweather's era of excellence. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez, who has shared the ring with both Mayweather and Crawford, offered a very different take. He stirred up the boxing world by declaring that Terence Crawford is far better than Floyd, praising Crawford's fight IQ, adaptability, and the quality of his recent wins. Coming from someone who has experienced both fighters firsthand under very different circumstances, Canelo's words hold serious weight in this ongoing debate.
I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, yeah, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. But I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, you know, or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically Mayweather's a better fighter.
You faced Mayweather, you were 23 years old, I believe?
23.
And
Just
again,
turned 23.
yeah, you just turned 23. You didn't have a lot of seasoning. I know people say, oh, he had a lot of fights. Well, you didn't have an amateur career. You started boxing at 15 as a pro,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you gave up the weight concession. You gave up the rehydration clause. And I always thought if you would have faced him, you know, with some more seasoning, it would have gone differently.
You know, he deserved that position in that moment because, you know, Floyd Mayweather is one of the best fighters in the boxing history, and he deserved that position in that moment. You know, I try to make history, and I try to put myself in the very top in that moment, but for some reason doesn't happen, right? And yeah, like you say, if I had that fight with Miguel Angel Cotto first and all these kind of fights and then fight Mayweather, maybe go in the different way, but you know, we never gonna know, and I learned what from that fight, and like I say, things happen for a reason.
Shane Mosley, a respected veteran who went the distance with Floyd Mayweather, believes Terence Crawford might actually have the edge in a hypothetical matchup. According to Mosley, Crawford's complete skill set and unpredictable style make him a far more dangerous opponent than most realize. Having experienced Mayweather's brilliance firsthand, Mosley acknowledges Floyd's defensive genius, but argues that Crawford presents a new kind of threat, one built on angles, adaptability, and weapons that Floyd never had to face during his era.
Think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually, he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have had the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Shane Mosley also made it clear that while he deeply respects Terence Crawford's complete skill set, Floyd Mayweather is far from an easy target. Mosley has repeatedly emphasized that Mayweather's defensive mastery and unmatched discipline make him one of the most difficult fighters to figure out in the history of boxing.
I was surprised about his power. When you attack Floyd, he has a way of making you run into it and you feel the power, like a collision. But when you kind of box away from him, yes, he has power, but not like he does when you're trying to attack him. He's not weak, he's strong. Like I say, he trains hard and he does all the things you're supposed to do as a fighter or as a champion to be the best.
When Shane Mosley faced Floyd Mayweather back in 2010, he managed to hurt him badly in the second round, a rare sight against someone as defensively sharp as Floyd. But Mosley later admitted that from that point on, Mayweather made quick adjustments, completely shutting him down and never giving him another clean shot. That experience shaped Mosley's perspective. He acknowledges Crawford's size, switch hitting ability, and offensive creativity, But he also knows firsthand that Floyd's ability to neutralize even the most dangerous opponents is what makes him truly special.
Everybody talk about Shane Cardi. But what was the issue? Shane started hesitating. Why did Shane hesitate? Because he took the best shot and he stood there, held on tight, and on top of that, made Shane feel his strength. And came back out like nothing happened the previous round. Right. But still stone cold. Right. And then Shane ends up being the one hesitating, waiting, and the fight get away from him.
I'm saying Shane hit me with a hell of a shot. Okay. Actually, 2 shots. Oh, okay. But even in that particular round, what I said to Shane was this. I was like, you said something to him when you grabbed him. I said, you gotta kill me.
Oh shit. I wasn't ready, Floyd.
I said that was a good one. I said that was a good one, but you gotta kill me. Wow. I said, you gotta kill me. And then I'm not gonna lie, I meant it.
Andre Ward, former world champion and a close friend of Terence Crawford, has always been one of his strongest supporters. Ward has pushed back against those who say Crawford's accomplishments don't measure up to Floyd Mayweather's, insisting that Crawford's adaptability, skill, and ability to break down elite opponents prove he absolutely deserves to be in that same conversation.
Skill fighter today.
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Tyke Shakur, Devin, Boots.
Boots is
Jerron,
my favorite.
It's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud. Because me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing. About basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. You gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So, skillful, yes. But this and this, it's different, man. There's not a lot of guys like that out there currently. There's a lot of guys that talk it. But until you get in that real fire, I'm not saying you fighting a guy you should beat. I'm saying a guy that it's a 50-50 matchup. We don't really know what you have. You don't even really know what you have.
Andre Ward has even gone as far as to call Terence Crawford the greatest of this generation. Beyond their friendship, Ward has consistently stood up for Crawford because he truly believes Bud's resume, dominance, and adaptability make him a once-in-a-lifetime fighter. After Crawford's stunning performance against Errol Spence Jr., Ward didn't hold back, declaring that Crawford had officially earned his place as the best fighter of this era.
Andre, we just seen Terence Crawford create greatness and beat Canelo Alvarez tonight. What was your thoughts on that performance from Terence?
From Terence Crawford, is great performance, man. He's been doing this throughout the course of his career. The stakes were a lot different in this fight, a lot more danger. He had to fight that kind of fight in order to beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, and he did that at 37, but getting ready to be 38 years old. And he proved, like Max said, that he is the GOAT of this generation. Hats off to Canelo for taking the fight. He didn't have to take it. Hats off to Turkey Al-Sheikh for putting it together. Just a great night for boxing.
Yeah. How special a fighter is someone like Terence Crawford? There was no signs of a size disadvantage there. How special?
You can see it in spots, but it wasn't significant. And I didn't think it was going to be significant. And people call me crazy, but I've been around Terence. He's strong. He's got a wrestling background, and people don't realize that he's been boiling himself down all these years and still being successful, not having to do that. His condition seemed impeccable, and his strength was there, the power was there enough to get respect from Canelo. So what more can I say?
What would you like to see him do next? Do you think there's another fight after this?
I'd like to see him be done. What are we boxing for at this point? What else is there to do? There's always going to be a YouTuber or a reporter or somebody conjuring up another challenge. We box to get ourselves in a better financial position, to build a name and a legacy. Those boxes are checked. What else are we doing?
Yeah, brilliant.
Why are we still in the game?
Yeah, I get it. Andre, always good to talk to you. Appreciate it.
Floyd Mayweather has spoken about Terence Crawford with a blend of respect and pride. He's praised Crawford for his major victories, especially the dominant win over Errol Spence Jr., while still reminding fans of his own unmatched career and accomplishments at the pinnacle of the sport. As always, Mayweather positions himself as the standard by which greatness is measured. That balance between respect and self-preservation is only natural. After all, Floyd has spent years building his legacy as the best of his generation. The notion that a new fighter could challenge that legacy is exactly what keeps the conversation going.
I didn't want him to fight
I really like both of those guys a lot. Like, you know, I had a chance to hang around Earl, had a chance to hang around Terence, and both guys, class act. It would look like I'm leaning towards one guy because I boxed one guy before.
It was beautiful to watch, but also tough to watch to see what happened to Errol. Obviously, we don't wish that on, you know, nobody.
The best man won. If I was training him or I was in his corner, I don't think he should be fighting at 147 at all. I don't even think he should be fighting at 154.
Really?
I think he should be fighting at 160 or 168.
Wow.
That's just my honest opinion.
Hasn't held back when it comes to praising Terence Crawford, often placing him at or near the very top of today's pound-for-pound rankings. According to Jones, Crawford has been dominating the sport for years and currently stands as the true pound-for-pound king, with only a few names coming close. Roy has also shared some sharp opinions about Floyd Mayweather's legacy, acknowledging his greatness, yet suggesting that certain fighters from different eras might have posed tougher stylistic challenges than people usually admit. When it comes to the Crawford-Canelo conversation, Jones has described Crawford as a smaller fighter with the heart and skill to conquer bigger opponents, hinting that he believes Crawford could handle the kind of challenges Mayweather once faced.
Rank him probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10, because he definitely has the skill of a top 5, just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get, and that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class. We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe, you know, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for like pound for pound, that maybe Inoue because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donaire. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times. He lost nobody. Don't tell me he better than Bud, no.
Tim Bradley has openly stated that he believes Terence Crawford would defeat a prime Floyd Mayweather. In Bradley's view, Crawford's adaptability, timing, power, and ability to make mid-fight adjustments give him a clear tactical edge. At the same time, Bradley has never hidden his admiration for Mayweather, calling him one of his all-time favorite fighters and praising his defensive genius, footwork, speed, and ring intelligence. Before the potential Canelo versus Crawford matchup, Bradley also cautioned that a loss to Crawford could seriously impact Canelo's legacy, far more than losing to someone like David Benavidez. He explained that Crawford, who would be moving up 2 full weight divisions and competing at an older age, represents a unique challenge. If Canelo were to lose under those circumstances, the conversation wouldn't stop at that one fight. It would likely spark questions about whether he's past his prime or avoiding true tests at this stage of his career.
Terence Crawford would beat a prime Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he would beat him. Yes, it would be a competitive fight, but Crawford, master thinker just like Floyd. The advantage that Floyd has is that he has great defense. The advantage that Crawford has is that he not only can fight orthodox, he can also he's versatile. He can fish the southpaw stance. And we all know that Floyd don't like to fight southpaws. We know that. What happens when you have a guy just as smart as you are and able to make adjustments like Crawford? What happens when you have a guy that can hurt you with either hand? A guy that's powerful and strong like Crawford. A guy that's quick as Crawford. A guy that can fight you in the pocket. A guy that knows how to execute that Philly shell. He knows how to bust through that. He'll have enough to beat Floyd, and he'll not have enough to gain respect and hurt Floyd too. I don't think he knocks him out, but I think he'll win in close decisions. Hey, I want to know what everybody else thinks.
Following his victory over Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford used the post-fight press conference to silence his critics once and for all. He reminded everyone how, for years, people had doubted him, saying he wasn't a big enough name or that he couldn't handle someone of Canelo's caliber. But now, after defeating one of boxing's biggest superstars, Crawford asked simply, "What can they say now?" He described the win as a defining moment in his career, his signature triumph, especially since Canelo had never been beaten at super middleweight. Crawford also pointed out what he felt was clear favoritism toward Canelo throughout the event, from the media coverage to the energy of the crowd inside the arena. Still, he insisted that none of it shook his focus. If anything, the doubts and the noise only fueled his determination to prove everyone wrong.
What's his power like? Have you been hit by anybody that strong before?
I've been hit harder.
No, in a real fight, not a sparring.
In a real fight. Avanesian, I mean not Avanesian, but Mean Machine hit harder than Canelo, to me. To be honest.
Congratulations.
In a surprising recent interview, Floyd Mayweather Jr. hinted that a return to professional boxing might actually be possible. Speaking ahead of his scheduled exhibition bout with Mike Tyson set for spring 2026, Mayweather told TMZ that while nothing is confirmed, there have been talks. He explained that he's feeling great, staying sharp and still enjoys the thrill of competition. The undefeated champion didn't make any promises, but for the first time in years, he's openly suggested that stepping back into the professional ring isn't completely off the table. Whether he's willing to risk that iconic 50-0 record, however, remains to be seen.
Your life for so long with Floyd fighting this guy, fighting Manny, fighting Conor, and all those, you were just at the center of all these talks for so many years. It's exciting to be back there again. Any chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
Let's own it. Let's own it. It's been talks. It's been talks. It's possible.
Floyd's brilliance versus Bud's determination. Who's the real king of boxing? Thanks for watching. If you love boxing debates and updates, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us grow and bring you more amazing content.